Squatch and holler. Holla. There's Dragonfly. There's Magneticus Tracy. What is it? Friday for you already? It's midnight here. Happy rising. Good evening, good night, good morning. However you say it, however you like it. Uh-oh. Are they? Yeah, we were supposed to get rain tonight, but I don't know what happened. It just lightly sprinkled. Greetings, Javier. Salute to you. 303 Dragonfly. What is that? The witching hour, they say? Yeah. Hopefully you get to hang out a little bit. We might be up for a little while here, so just a heads up. And yeah, Magneticus, I don't know if you're talking about the spraying. Yeah, they did it today too, but it was weird. Yeah. You got it out your way? There's Rafael. Peace. Yeah, out here I didn't see them active, but I did notice we had like the thick rain clouds, and I did see one just a trail that had zipped by, so I knew they were out there. But yeah, it was weird. The news was telling us to, well, actually the mountain areas did get hit. I think there's some storms hitting out towards San Bernardino Mountains, and actually up towards the Grapevine as well. The town of Lebec. I was seeing on the news here right now. Guess they got some hail and some snow. It's all slushy there right now. And that area always gets, especially if you're coming uphill the Grapevine. When you're going down, it's pretty smooth sailing. But coming up the Grapevine is when cars have trouble, trucks overheat. And I guess the weather was gnarly out that way as well. We've been talking close to that area. Further north is where Gorman is. We've been talking about Gorman quite a bit. Apparent Bigfoot activity there in the past and throughout the years. And we were looking at a map the other night. Ooh, greasy. Oh, yeah, you're getting that fog. Ugh. Yeah, we've been getting it in the beginning of the year, especially New Year's was the worst on New Year's Day. And then there's been a few other nights here and there where we've noticed it, but we've been hearing about it and we've been talking about it here for sure. And yeah, Squatch and Holler tapping in there. Several reports here locally of that a couple nights ago. Yeah, they've been, and people have been really touching on it, mentioning some weird stuff, symptoms behind it, and possible little bugs of some sort. And yeah, there was one night, buddy of ours, Gabriel, over at Midwest Night Watchers, and he's in Illinois. I'm here in California. We're noticing certain things, and then we were feeling a certain way, kind of headachy and just a little weird. and he was feeling the same way too. It was kind of odd, I thought. And there's Russell stepping in. What's up, Russell? Yeah, so the other night we've been looking at these Bigfoot maps. Of course, the BFRO been touching on some recent reports there. So check that out if you haven't seen it. It'll get you up to date with some of the recent things being submitted to those databases. And there's another site as well that we'll touch on. But first, I guess we'll check out, see what SoCal's looking like. And Catalina doesn't look too bad. So I wonder where the storm is coming in from, if there is one coming in. Doesn't seem like it. Looks pretty calm out there and pretty calm here as well. But yeah, I do like checking out this Fox webcam of SoCal areas. They got a couple of airports here, LAX, Ontario Airport, and then they got the Mount Wilson cam. We'll check those out here as I check in and chat here. Hmm, possibly Tracy saying maybe that is why the windshield is filthy. Yeah, some people have been taking samples from their cars and stuff like that. We showed a video the other night of a lady that confronted a pilot, and that's been hitting the internet. And yeah, she had all types of samples and all the receipts and stuff, and tracked the pilot down, confronted him, got video of it. And I wonder how all that's working out there. And there's Magneticus tapping in there. Yeah, I would have thought Catalina would have been non-visible. The water's all rough and wavy, but looks pretty calm to me. Spent some time in Santa Clara, Russell. Yeah, definitely not the same. People say that about everywhere. Things do change. It's hard for many to accept it. Yeah, a lot of places I go outside of here are like, oh yeah, it's they always tell me about back in the day and how it's changed. Let's check out the Mount Wilson cam really quick. See how it looks from the mountains. Whoop. Yeah, it looks pretty visible. I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting view. You ever seen it from up above? You ever see big cities from up above, like on a plane? Speaking of planes, heard one of another one seems like another one of Elon's rockets malfunctioned, I believe tonight, and that was over in Florida. And I guess due to debris falling, and stuff like that. They had to cancel flights at several Floridian airports. I didn't pull that article up, but anyone hear about that? And there was another one that happened. I don't know if that one happened on the West Coast a few weeks ago, I believe. And there was one, I think maybe in the Illinois area, and I believe Gabriel, who we were just talking about, his ears might be burning. Recorded it. Got that recorded. Got something strange flying in the sky. It was the night that had that weird stuff happened. All right. So we could actually see Southern California at the moment. Don't pay attention to space junk being launched. Says Magneticus. And yeah, there's been over in Brazil again. I think maybe in Sao Paulo again. It might have been another plane crashes as well. There was a few weeks back also another plane incident in Sao Paulo. No, it depends. You asking me? No pork. Russell. Russell, you're a fast typer. Are you are you speaking that? Or are you typing? Corn fed beef is much different than grass. Yeah. Yeah. Up north they NorCal, a lot of the yeah, there's certain brands up there or certain farms that pride themselves on the grass fed. And so yeah, some plane incidents, flights canceled over in Florida, which that must suck. And yeah, I'll be checking in more on that. Let's see what else we got going on. Got this condor cam. We were checking out the eagle cam actually through it was through Fox as well, but there's an actual eagle cam that you could check out as well. Let's see. This one there's a redwood condor nest. Yeah, the condors came out the other night, and I was like, you know what? They probably have a cam somewhere, and they do. Let's see. It says live, but I don't think it is. I think it does have little ones there. It's explore.org. The Donna Wildlife Society. Looks like it's in a redwood stump. And when I was talking about the condors, I was like, yeah, I seen them in the zoo, but I've never seen them in real life. I said, but I meant out in the wild. Oh, that one's got a tag on it too. Huh. Yeah, anyone seen condors before? situation. Like there's half an egg there, and I see, look, someone pulled up. Is that the little one, or is that Pops? Pretty quiet. Yeah, I had to get in the plane still, Russell. Let's see here. Stretching the wings. This looks like both parents are present, which is cool. I want to see if we see the little one. Yeah, amazing. Amazing birds. And it's good to hear they're making a comeback. All right, let's oh, there we go. There's a little one. There it is. Just one. Super cool. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be checking on those condors in the future. Turkey vultures. Yeah, I've seen some really big turkey vultures before. Those I have seen. Let's see, something's playing. Let me check here. Here we go. Turn that off. Yeah, so tonight, let's see. Today was a pretty cool day at the shop. Pretty smooth overall, pretty calm. And I did jump off for about 10 minutes. I wanted to, should have gone on a little earlier, but it's all good. Uh, we're here tonight. And yeah, the Bigfoot map I wanted to look at again. It's the Bigfoot mapping project here. And there was a report submitted out of Southern California. And I was thinking it was up in the Santa Cruz area. I looked at it on the map. We were looking at it all together the other night. And I should have zoomed in on it then, but I did now. And I did see more or less where the report came out of. So we'll take a look at that. And it was a little under Santa Cruz. I wasn't too far, but it is interesting the area it was reported at. So let's see here. There we go. So it's this blue dot here on the near the coast. Actually, it's quite a bit inland when you do look at it. There we go. So the biggest nearest town right here is Salinas, California, and there's a few other small towns that I haven't heard of. Salinas, I'm very familiar with. Pass by it a lot on my way up north or back down here, and so I'm trying to figure out what highway this is. And yeah, it looks yeah, it's 101. So 101 freeway, and it looks like quite a bit off the 101 freeway there. It looks close on the map, but I imagine on the road it's a lot further off from the freeway there. But what I noticed is there's some mountain ranges going through there. I don't know what the elevations are or what mountain ranges, but I will be looking into that. And yeah, interesting that there's a report coming out of that area there. Normally, I haven't heard too much from these areas. There's just a lot of flat land usually when you're driving on the 101 here, but off to the sides here does look like some mountains there. So, and what doesn't surprise me is that down further down south, I mentioned about Gorman and about reports of them going across the 5 freeway. And yeah, I wonder if there's any reports near 101 here. But anyway, we'll be looking at that area. I'll dig around and see what else I could find from this area here, Salinas. I briefly looked earlier, but didn't find much. Maybe someone listening may know someone or may have an experience of something like that or something weird from that area that they could share. That'd always be cool. But yeah, Bigfoot report out of near Salinas. Pretty weird, I think. Santa Cruz, you get quite a bit. Big Sur, more on the coast. And from there, I would think the Sierras would be the next place, which is the complete opposite side of the state. But there's, I guess, some in between stuff there. And again, the coast is not too far, but hey, if you're on foot, that's a pretty long distance. What else we got here? Yeah, I was checking out some stuff Bigfoot related. And this site came up and it had something on Bigfoot, and I was like, what? It's interesting. I know the state, they're possibly gonna make California's new mascot Bigfoot. So been touching on that. And it'll be interesting to see what comes about all that. Will it be no more Smokey the Bear? We'll see. Anyway, the site here has this little section that says Bigfoot, but it's not clickable. And I tried finding something else on here that would maybe lead me to why they have that on there. Maybe someone else knows or could find out. Get back to us. I thought that was interesting. And yeah, I wanted to touch on, so right here, not far from, we're in LA, right in the middle of the city, but not far, we got mountains. They're about 20 minutes away. And I'm sure they're probably got a little snow up there. And we've been talking about a recent trip with some footage that we came back with, the thermal footage. And we won't get into all that, but I was like, oh, just thinking about the Angeles Forest and the San Gabriel mountain range. And I was just thinking of some of the weird stuff that I've heard before. Um, Also, some of the crime that's happened up there. A whole lot of crime has happened up in those mountains as well, as it's, being close to the city. And even as of late, there's been some things happening up there. But there's this LA Times article here. The Sirens Call, Bigfoot and Secret Societies. That got my attention right away. So started dipping into this article here. And anyone interested in this stuff, we do talk about different groups, secret societies and stuff. They come up in some of the topics we get into. And this I've heard talked about before as well. And we know a lot of secret societies are into the occult. And so this LA Times article gets into some interesting stuff here. There's several paragraphs to read here. I did dip into a little bit of it, but scanned through it. And the other night we were talking about the word Bigfoot and uh, how a lot of times they're referred to as devils. We're getting into all the different terms and all that. And here's a novel here, The Castle of the Devil, in this article. And then there's a few other, let's see, yeah, cults, conspiracies, secret societies. And there's some Bigfoot talk in this. So check that out. Let's see. Yeah, the Sirens Call, Bigfoot and Secret Societies. And that popped up in my search into Angeles National Forest and strange happenings. And there's also this California Adventure District. They got a site here, and they got a map. And it's a little, it's not really interactive. Just kind of, you could click on some of the pinpoints. There's a few articles here. Actually, this Daryl Owen. I've met this guy at the Willow Creek Museum several years back. Showed me some casts. We got to talking. Actually, I got a video of that. It's on the channel somewhere. Funny they put expert here. And I believe his daughter was with him too. Got to meet her and talk Bigfoot and let me shoot some video that was inside the museum. And yeah, shared his areas that he works. He's more towards like the Mount Shasta and Lassen area. So he's on this site, and there's, let's see, there's that map. some reports out of the NorCal area there. And I think it needs to be updated as well. This is last updated in 22, I believe. But since we've been getting into maps, this is another one I come across, and maybe you might want to check it out or maybe submit something to it. And they put this picture, and Nikki Cologne, we have been invited a couple times over on her channel, Harryman Hoaxes and Hoodwinks, and then it also goes by Sasquatch Secrets, I believe. And salute to Nikki. She goes into really trying to debunk a lot of these pictures and stuff that are out there. This is one of them that she's touched on again. She last did the white Pennsylvania Bigfoot, which is one of my favorites, and I think it's pretty. It could, it's pretty good. And if you don't know, I shared that out on the posts as well. Scroll back several days back, and you should be able to find it. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Bigfoot videos, and it's a Pennsylvania. It's a white one, and I think it's pretty good. If it's a hoax, they did an amazing job on that one. And yeah, she's debunked this one. They've talked about it several times, and she's brought it up again because a lot of these Bigfoot videos and pictures and stuff tend to make the rounds. People debunk it, and show you the receipts and everything, the backstories, and then people will start sharing it again, like and a lot of times it's just people getting into this stuff again that don't know. And I've there's a lot of things I've shared too that other people have posted and I've reposted and still question. And but yeah, when this is one that I think there's a lot of information behind it, and it's a full on fake. So heads up. And again, this site is the California Adventure District. It did put Patty there though. I think that's a solid one. Real deal. Anyone ever notice for my structure people, uh the huge ground X behind here? And Patty's like right in the middle. So in the back over here it looks like a nice X laid out, and which will bring validity to those that believe that a lot of times these cryptids and things like that will pop up in near around structures. So if you take pictures of structures or videos and look closely, you might have something around there. And hopefully this year we'll be back up in this area. If you're new to the channel, we have quite a bit of video from the Bluff Creek area right at from this exact location here. Many of you already know that, but there's a lot that don't. And so just a heads up, this is one of our main areas of investigating. I won't say full on research, but research on a dwarf level. I do things my way, writing notes on napkins and using the best gadgets available and that we could afford. We're not quite high tech yet, but hey, we use what we got. And yeah, this is one of my favorite places to be as well. So, and who knows the name or the number of frame this picture is? There's a bunch of frames and they're all numbered. Anyone know? Yadia. Greetings. Which report are we talking about? Let me know. And if I remember, I'll let you know. Let me know and I'll let you know. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Of course, channels I like to recommend and stuff like that. There's a real good one. You know, we're into giants, Bigfoot, giants, little people, everything in between. And this is a good one I got put onto a while back. Mud Fossils University. Roger Spur. Look at that. For those that are into the angel numbers, they're your twos, triple twos, and a K. 2222211 and 3611. Haha. Um, his recent video, the reason why, well, another reason why I'm showing this is, and he's got quite a few videos going in on this type of stuff. This is his forte. Let's see. The one I want to recommend here, not only the channel, but this recent video here looks like it's 20 hours ago, and it's the giants became part of the natural landscape, wrote Ovid, and was done for fun by gods. And there you can see the thumbnail. It looks like a big mountain rock. What's up? The camera's wigging out here. Look at it. Come on, camera. Over here. Yeah. You could almost see, I see the face. And could that be a giant? I don't know. Let me know. Take a look at the video. Check Robert out. Go give him a salute. Maybe subscribe and check out that video. It's fascinating. Mud Fossils University. Ooh, my ears ringing. Earlier, we also shared Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, and I was mentioning earlier on the live that yeah, she was doing her live yesterday, and a guest that was supposed to jump on, I guess, didn't, and so she had a open link in the chat, and so I hopped on there. We got to know each other, chopped it up, and so for you Bigfooters out there, Bigfoot lovers, a new might be a new channel for you, or maybe you already follow. I believe it's Mary over there, and a salute to her for her having the open link and giving people the opportunity to jump on there like that. We actually haven't done that here. We should. Let's go check out what they're doing in Pennsylvania over there. Seems like she puts quite a few gatherings together. They get out and do the damn thing. Should throw up a little commercial here, huh? Yeah, we do have an Instagram. Anybody on IG, come check us out. It's hoodies all over the place. And I was thinking for the old world, we got to have a title for the old world videos and stuff like that. That's been popping up in my head. Old worlders and mud flooders. That's our skywatching crew. I think it's just my brother and I. Then on the YouTube here, you can catch us here. That's our handle. I should say my handle. NorCal. It should just be Cal now, huh? Cal Soul, Cal Soul, Oregon. And then hit us up on the Discord if you're trying to get at us. You know what I'll do is make another email so we could get that going for people and people that want to send in or tap in, link up. I did make another Gmail, but for some reason it was giving me a lot of trouble to actually get in there, even find it. It's weird. Oh, tapping the mic. What else? Yeah, there's a few other things that we will touch on missing people. Let's see if we get up in the mountains here. All right. And here's that website again. This is basically showing welcome to the Angeles National Forest, LA's backyard playground. And here we got still extreme. I mean, I don't know if that needs to be updated. It says fire danger today extreme, even though we've had some rain and then some alerts and warnings, which is always good to check out if you're heading up into the mountains there. Don't forget to check your weather, check your tires, and all the other proper precautions. But yeah, there's some updates since the fires as well. And I seen one, let's see, San Gabriel Reservoir area closure. So updated closures of the bridge fire area could affect your forest visit. And then Angeles Forest full closure to partial closure. And then down here it does say part of the forest is open. Yeah, I've been wondering because I haven't been back up since the fires. And then it says the Angeles National Forest, which includes the San Gabriel Mountains National Monument, is partially open. Be sure to learn more about. There's a link there before you visit. And then it says why are some areas closed, and it gets into the obviously the wildfires. It says thick landslides, rock slides, mud flows, and debris. Yeah, sounds pretty gnarly. Uh, we've also touched on some missing persons cases up in that area recently. Still no word. One off the top of my head was a 80-year-old man who knows the area very well, has hiked it most of his life, and went missing in one of the areas that had just reopened from the Bobcat fire, and still no words, no word. What's up, Greg? See Greg hollering at squatching. Yeah, talking Coos Bay. Are you Oregonian as well, Greg? What's up, Andy? And we have touched on, I think recently I've been touching on Oregon quite a bit on the previous streams, and Northern California for sure. And actually tonight, let's see. So yeah, talking about the missing man. So here we're gonna go down the missing persons rabbit hole. Also over on, let's see, did I look them up? I don't think I did, but I could, I guess. Um, anyone follow Flash of Beauty channel? It's a Bigfoot channel, and they get into some of the strange aspects of Bigfoot. And it was Toby Johnson, and I forget is it Priscilla, co-host, beautiful young lady. And tonight I kind of caught the show. They were live streaming, and they got quite a bit going on up there in Oregon. Several events going on for the year already. They got something going on in Eastern Oregon right now that they're promoting. It's out in I forget the town. It'll come to me. Never been though. It's eastern part, deserty part of Oregon, high desert, and yeah, there's a few other places. I think in April they're having another event. I think that might be up in what is it? Mount Hood. So for all you Oregonians or people up in that area, Washington, maybe Idaho, could check those events out. And then Flash of Beauty is the channel. What's up, lovey love? Uh and then towards the end of the stream, Toby was mentioning about a possible missing persons case out of Skamania County, so Washington, and Gifford Pinchot comes to mind. Of course, there's been a couple recent or a recent case of two guys, two Bigfooters up in the Gifford Pinchot, just like a couple months ago, a month or two ago, who unfortunately lost their lives. And so I don't know. I believe he might have said, I don't know if it's in the same area, it's the same county. And I don't know if this one is somehow he said possibly Bigfoot related or some sort of, I don't know. You got to check out the live stream, see what Toby said. He didn't know much, but he mentioned a few things and it got my attention. And I tried digging for the case tonight, couldn't find anything. Maybe someone out there will find something on that and get back to us on that. And yes, good channel. Yeah, there you go. And I was talking the other night even that we need to change that word woo, right? A lot of people I get I'm over it. I don't mind saying the paranormal aspects of Bigfoot, although many may not like that as well. No, you can't please everyone. Yeah. Let's get some sound effects going here. Starting to warm up a bit. Oh yeah. All right. And so yeah, so another thing is the what comes up with the missing people is the 411, the missing 411 phenomenon, right? Talk about it a whole lot. I've mentioned, and I always give my disclaimer when I mention Mr. Politis. You know, I follow his work very closely and have for many years. I've even supported some of his projects or one of them. And and then yeah, there's a lot of questions that come with it, you know. A lot of people follow him uh like a cult and they back him up to the fullest and everything, and others have pulled this card, you know, and have brought out things that make you question things. If you dig, you'll find. And but yeah, I still follow his work, and yeah, there's a lot of cases that I think all the cases you just gotta dig in for yourself if you're really into it, not just follow what you're being uh told or fed, however you want to put it. And so yeah, I like to dig into cases further and try and figure things out on my own, and see what others are saying. And a lot of others are doing their own, what do you call it, sleuth work, detective work, private eye work. And I've been sharing their finds and stuff, and there's been updates on quite a few cases that have been out. Some people have been found, quite a few deceased, and so there's been a lot of updates if you dig into some of the cases that are still out there. So heads up for those that touch on these cases. Maybe backtrack on some of your cases, follow up on some of them because there have been updates. And do still see videos out there with touching on cases that have had updates. So if you're into this topic, heads up there. Maybe we'll do that one night too, touch on cases that have been updated. Another topic for a night. And let's see, there was another channel here. Speaking of all that, speaking of questioning cases and everything, this is a channel that I'm sure Politis is not a fan of, but I wonder if he follows. It's called The Missing Enigma. Anyone check this out? And he posted a video today as well, and it's touching on a lot of the cases that Dave covers. And yeah, he does his own updates and his own digging. And again, if you're into the topic, this is something you should check out as well. It gives you another view on things. It might make you question a lot of the cases. So yeah, kind of a few things there that were popping up throughout my day here. Basically, again, sharing yeah, what BD's been diving into. And here we got it's mentioning that snow hit SoCal mountains, towns, creates dangerous driving conditions on Grapevine. You heard it through the grapevine. And it looks a little cold up there. Hmm. So yeah, Angeles National Forest right here. We've gone in a few times. But we went in on the observatory up on Mount Wilson. Talked about some missing person cases out of there. We've been going out there quite a bit this past year and the year before that. Um, yeah, the most action we've gotten so far is this last trip up there where we took the boys, got that weird thermal footage of what looks like a person or a humanoid figure of some sort right next to a tree. And if you haven't checked that video out, you could check it out in my shorts videos. If you scroll down a little bit, you should see the thermal footage. There's two of them. One I had posted with the what do you call it, watermarks on it when I first discovered it, and then I posted it without it. And then there's a long format video of the first time we went and all that happened, and then a follow up video a week later. and that's called it's titled the thermal footage. But the first trip up there, I forget the title of that, but if you scroll about a week back in the videos from the follow up called the thermal footage, that first trip should be there as well, and as well as some other trips from 2024 up into the Northern California area. So just a heads up for those that haven't seen those videos. Uh, we have been pretty active, which is good, and hope to continue to be. Although we've been holding it down at the shop as well, we got to be present here at the moment. But we get out as much as possible and whenever we can. And yeah, usually I don't turn down invites either. So if you're in the area or want to invite me to a particular area, let me know. Let's see. This is UFO Insight, and so a few articles I was looking up on the Angeles Forest and the Angeles National Forest mysteries. And let's see how far this. Yeah, there's quite a bit of reading here. I don't know if I'll do all that, but I'll do some of it. So just outside the sun-soaked and neon-lit metropolis that is Los Angeles, nestled within the various majestic mountain ranges of Southern California, sits the Angeles National Forest, a place full of legends, hauntings, and still unsolved disappearances. In short, it is one of the most mysterious, fascinating, and at times deadly stretches of land in North America, if not the planet. Yikes. And in part of the world whose history itself, beyond several hundred years, remains a mystery to many, at least large portions of it. It is perhaps not surprising that uh, such previously undisturbed areas would unleash their secrets onto humanity the more it encroached onto it. So some definitely some history there. And again, Steve Stockton has a video. I was trying to look that one up again to share it here, but somewhere on his channel, Missing Persons Mysteries, he's done a whole thing on the Angeles Forest. And right here it continues on. So let's see. There's a few different cases here. Here we go. Let's see. It's a whole thing. So Steve Stockton did touch on several missing kids up in that area. And here's a article going in on the missing children of the Angeles National Forest. Another interesting one here that caught my attention. It's animal spirits and shadow people. Anyone in the chat been to the Angeles National Forest? And of course, we do have a Crystal Lake. You know what they say about the Crystal Lakes, right? And I remember in elementary we used to talk about Crystal Lake because of Friday the 13th, right? Jason. And we used to talk about, yeah, that he was chained up in Crystal Lake. And so we used to think of like the nearest Crystal Lake, which was this one. And I had never really been to it. My brother's been to it a few times, but it's just one of those things. And yeah, they say always the Crystal Lake's always got something going on. Oh, Chris is. Oh, there's Chris. Yeah. So, Chris, if you're just jumping in here, I don't know if you heard me talking about the thermal footage in the video. We got that at Chilao. So we went up to Chilao because I found a report out of 1995, and I will find the guy's YouTube channel as well because I guess the guy who submitted the report. Here's another thing on energies and cycles. Um, I believe he has a YouTube channel as well. And I had left because someone did a video on the Chill Out campground there and that Bigfoot uh report. And I think I was kind of confused because I left a message on the guy's channel and then he responded back like he was the guy who had the encounter. So I think that might be the case. But yeah, so his report happened in '95 and near the Chill Out campground, just like right off of the campground there. I guess there's another road that connects to possibly another area, another picnic. They mentioned, I think, a picnic table or something like that. And you did check out the video. Hopefully that's what you're responding to. And I remember you mentioning that you lived in the area, so yeah, 23 years. And I asked you if you had experienced anything, witnessed any of this stuff that they talk about here that we're mentioning here. I've heard about hauntings and obviously the crime. I know crime was an issue, and it still is. Um, yeah, any Bigfoot like sightings, or did you hear anything from neighbors or hear anything strange while you lived up there? I'd be super curious. And what else was I gonna mention? Was I gonna mention anything else on that? Actually, at the end of this, they got the homie Swamp Dweller and a video of his there, so that's cool. Salute to Swamp Dweller. It's been a minute since we've spoken. Don't always get to say what's up with to him on chat certain chats. I know he's a really busy dude now. But yeah, I've gotten to chop it up with Swamp Dweller years back, and hopefully he'll jump on with us here one day. You never know. And so yeah, that footage, uh, we went to the campground Chilao to go check out this Bigfoot report site, and we spent one night there. It was really cold. I've talked about this several times. Here we go going in. I said I wasn't going to go in on it, but since we have Chris here and who's lived in the area, yeah. So we did our night investigation, and my nephew was using my new thermal scope and was getting footage. And when we got back, we went through the footage and noticed that figure there, that subject, humanoid subject. And people think, some people have suggested that it's maybe someone getting into a sleeping bag, but all of us don't believe that that's the case because it was just brutally cold that night. And even inside of tents, and we were all bundled up. It was still really cold. I mean, it didn't snow, but it was very, very cold. And I can't imagine someone cowboy camping out there like that. Not saying it's not possible, but again, we don't think it was a person, and we're sticking to that. And we're gonna get back up there as soon as possible here. Who knows? Maybe this month. So yeah, let us know, Chris, if you have anything weird to share out of that area or in those mountains. And there was a few other things I was able to pull up as well. Let's see. And here we go. Angeles National Forest, animal like ghost stalks hikers. And it says hiking, fishing, exploring, recreational activities. I thought this had a little more. Yeah, let's see. This is from 2020 and South Mount Hawkins is a part of the the part of the San Gabriel Mountains, a mountain chain that cuts through the magnificent Angeles National Forest. South Mount is well known for its natural beauty and splendor. But this natural wonderland is not untouched by tragedy. Terror reigns at South Mount Hawkins. In 1935, it was described that the Angeles National Forest had to be protected against wildfires. A tower was erected on the summit of South Mount Hawkins. The fire lookout tower was built entirely out of wood, making it one of the few all wood towers in Southern California. The tower stood for a peaceful 67 years, but on September 1st, 2002, everything began to crumble. A fire known as the Curve Fire burned the tower to ruins. Let's see here. And then it says locals believe a cult an occult group was responsible for the fire. And again, I'll mention when we first went up to Chilao, and we've heard of this stuff before. There goes the train. All aboard, y'all. Uh, Even in the haunted forest up in Altadena, where the second big fire burned, we had been going to the Cobb Estate there, which is known as the haunted forest. We touched on that. Been there several times during the day, at night, and recently got some audio sent back to me from one of those videos that we went to the haunted forest at night. Uh, uh, who was it? Slipping my mind, but it'll come to me. You know who you are, and I appreciate you for sending the audio, bro. Um, it's funny. I gotta download his name right now, but and we'll be sharing that audio here soon. It's another little project that I got on the side there, and I've been slowly diving into. Is quite a bit of audio. Um, and so yeah, things do happen at that haunted forest, Cobb Estate. We went on the history, and there is things going on there, and that is part of the Angeles National Forest, the San Gabriel Mountains, and hopefully that area didn't burn. But yeah, there's always been talks of cults, devil worshippers there, and stuff like that. Things going on, and the history is very interesting uh, on that property, and even going up into those mountains. And again, I pray that that area did not burn, but who knows? I think it's up in the air for me. Haven't heard it from anyone, but yeah, we'll find out here soon. And so, where did we leave off? Yeah, the occult activity. Where is that? I think I might have scrolled way up. go. Sorry about that. Yeah, so locals believe an occult group was responsible for the fire. Members of this group scaled South Mount Hawkins and performed a ritual at its summit. Little is known about the ritual that occurred, except that it involved several animal sacrifices. Nearby residents were distraught by the fire and the destruction of the tower. And I believe we did hike up to that tower. If it's the one I believe is the one that you go through the Eaton Canyon. And if it is, my sister and I did a hike and we showed some video again recently of that hike. And we're talking about that after the fire. We're showing the area there. And we hiked up to a fire station that's up that way. So I don't know if that's the one they're mentioning here. And nearby residents were distraught in the destruction of the tower, but life quickly resumed as normal. That is, until visitors began seeing animal spirits roam the summit. Locals did not believe these claims at first. They thought the tourists were merely unused to the environment. But when nearby residents began making the same claims, the issue could no longer be ignored. Birds, rabbits, and cats have been spotted roaming around South Mount Hawkins at night. These animals are unnatural in form. Their flesh has partially hardened and their eyes no longer sit in their sockets. Whoa, pretty weird. Um, yeah, just some of the strange stuff I've been finding on the Angeles Forest there. And of course, there's been a whole lot of, like I mentioned, crime, and some of it's like, who knows? This is a site, Modern Hiker, and is touching on the Angeles Forest there. And he's says, I wonder how many other cities' hiking areas have to deal with things like this. Another body was found in the Angeles National Forest yesterday afternoon. The unidentified woman's body was found off of East Fork Road near Prairie Fork Road. Los Angeles County sheriffs haven't released any other details yet and are asking anyone with further information to contact them. And there's a number there. And this comes on the heels of last week's discovery of a body of a hiker in Big Tahunga Canyon Road, which is under investigation by homicide detectives. And yeah, this is, there was the white van situation up there going on just a few months ago. And with that, mm, uh, and yeah, bodies always being found, and like that came up. And it's not only that. I mean, it's a bunch of other gangs that could do stuff like that. But here's an example, and not only gang activity, but just all types of crazy folks. And I was gonna also mention. So when we got to the campground the first time around, we talked about the accident right at the front of Chilao Campground. A car nearly went over the mountain, which happens a lot up there. A lot of rescues up in that area. A lot of cars have gone over. A lot of cases like that you can look up and that I have looked up. I was just looking at one of a lady that was found uh, 2 years later. The car was down the mountain 500 feet, and she was just found near the car there. And yeah, I don't know who made the discovery, but yeah, 2 years later. Oof. And yeah, people race up and down the mountain. You know, there's a lot of racing there. And actually, in this particular area that I'm talking about, where the two freeway goes, that's usually the area I go through. But the mountain range is pretty long, so it's a lot of different areas of the Angeles National Forest. I think we got something else here. Let's see, only in California. And this is touching on the haunted forest, the Cobb Estate that I was just mentioning. And this haunted forest in Southern California will give you the chills. And yeah, it talks about the Cobb Estate there in Southern California. And we've mentioned that was it the uh, Wright brothers, I think, owned it. The guys that, you know, supposedly built the first planes. Is that how it goes? Uh, the Marx brothers as well own the Cobb Estate. Um, the Pasadena Freemasons also owned it. Cobb, and yeah, there's a lot of tragedy and death and stuff that happened on the property. Again, we went in on that on one of the previous live streams. I forget what the title was, but it probably has something to do with missing people and Angeles Forest, maybe Haunted Forest might be on the title there, but let's see. And it says here it's a haunted forest known for eerie sounds, ghostly sightings, and spooky activities. And the eerie sounds is a thing when you look up into the haunted forest, is that, yeah, a lot of screams and stuff are reported. And there's residential people by there. So, you know, they recommend people to be quiet and stuff. You don't want to disturb neighbors. But yeah, there's screams and stuff heard. And that's what we recorded on one of the videos on one of the nights we went up there. And our good friend here, we downloaded the file. Kaiju Ninja. Yeah, salute to you, bro. Sorry, it took me a minute to. I had all these other things in the head going on, but yeah, he did a breakdown of the audio from that video and did find some stuff. And Kaiju, he's a Bigfooter, and is a pretty level-headed dude, you know. So for him to be, even to have taken a look at that audio and do a breakdown for me, you know, I greatly appreciate that, and it just goes to show that something was there. And yeah, I don't, you know, I don't play with this stuff. Like, you know, if I hear a sound and I feel like there's something there, and you know, I- I'm with it. I'm not gonna play games. And there were some people in the area. There were some young people that were also hiking in the area, and I did ask them on the video, "Hey, was it you guys that just yelled?" And the interesting thing is that the audio, the yelling came from up on a ridge next to us, or next to me, because I was solo. But yeah, so that, to me, there's Stevie B. Now we got to hang out earlier. Tex over at Texas Front Porch had a live stream going, and it was a open invitation, open link. And I jumped on there, had a little burrito, then jumped on. By that time, there were several people on. It was good to see Mogs on there. Stevie B was hanging in the background, and they were, you know, talking a few things, and a few other people, Sparky, and but yeah, I just kind of greeted everyone and maybe said two words and didn't say much after that. It was a packed house, so I just kind of stood there. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, yeah, I wanted to touch on, so over with Tex, they were touching on the LBL and that whole situation. And I don't know if Tex knows already, but there's someone in Texas, Tex. So hopefully you hear this later, or maybe someone will let Tex know. But it's another channel that we've been sharing out here. That's why I do this, and that's Media Palace. on YouTube, and he's been going in on certain cases like the LBL case, the LBL massacre case that people have talked about so much, and it's gotten so much hype over the years, and whether it was true or not. And I wondered too, and have heard stuff, and then started getting certain information from certain people years back that it wasn't true, or maybe it wasn't true how they explained it, all this stuff. And there's still all that stuff behind this case. And but Eric over at Media Palace, and it's one of his recent videos, he got the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, on some of the law enforcement reports of that case. And so I recommend you checking it out if you're one of those believers of the LBL. And it's not, I don't know, I wasn't there, right? But it's good to see some receipts on, and even though stuff's redacted and all that, but yeah, salute to Eric for doing that work, and he's doing that type of work with other cases as well. So go support Eric. And so I don't know if Tex knows about that. I'm sure maybe he might be interested in looking at some of those documents. I think anyone who's into this stuff should be, and it's good that there's some people doing that type of work that Eric is doing. Um, yeah, I think it helps gets answers. And also, yeah, I don't, I believe the LBL does have stuff going on. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. So I don't doubt that one bit, and I don't doubt that it's possible that something like that could happen. But again, I do have my views about things, and I do feel like certain cases, certain things get a lot of hype also, and especially with the internet and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder about a lot of things, and again, questioning things that are flying around the internet that have been going around for years. Just questioning all that stuff. Again, like the missing persons cases we were talking earlier. So get that detective scope out, that spectacle, and you know look at those things with those special eyes. Don't be just taking anything at face value. Yeah, dangerous highway commuters from the desert side. Yeah, so that highway 2 cuts you from the city here, and it'll take you across the mountains, over the mountains, into the desert side of things, like what, Lancaster, Palmdale area. And yeah, so if you're in here, they mention yeah, it's in Pasadena, but I think they could, yeah, altitude. So let's read this really quick. Did you know that there's a haunted forest in Southern California hiding in Altadena in Los Angeles, not far from Pasadena? Yeah, there we go. And yeah, definitely check this out. And again, we got plenty of videos from this area. So anything with I usually try to title them haunted forest. So any videos with that title is from this area here. And again, keep an eye out for anomalies. One of the nights that we were touching on the haunted forest, we were also touching on a case of a homeless woman that was found dead in her tent there. And I've talked about, I still haven't had my sister on here, who's also got an orb story. They got chased out of the haunted forest there by orbs. And soon we'll get her on. Won't forget. And let's see. Yeah, I wasn't going to read all these articles to y'all, but hopefully, if some of you are interested, you'll dive into some of this stuff, and maybe we'll get some more feedback. The feedback is always appreciated, and maybe it could help answer some of the questions we have about that footage. They say all types of stuff is lurking up that way. And, I'm always, for me, Bigfoot is number one. when we're out there. I don't really think of Dogman and other types of cryptids. I know they could be out there. And here you can see the front gate to the haunted forest there. It's always creepy, but and the gates are always closed for the most part, I want to say. But there's a little side trail here that you could go, and actually around this way there's a bench, and you could there's another little trail you could go walk around and get into the property there. And yeah, here's a little more on the property. And and if someone knows if this place has been affected by the fire, please let me know. But we'll be finding out here soon. I think possibly even this week. I've been mentioning about going up into that area, and maybe this is an area I could try and get to. I do grocery shopping up that way, and I haven't been since the whole fire situation. So but yeah, Haunted Forest, Los Angeles, and a little more information on they also call it the Enchanted Forest. And again, from whenever since I could remember, hearing about this haunted forest, yeah, you'd always hear about supposed occult activity going on up there. And back to the Chill Out campground when the CHP was covering the road there before we went investigating the first night, and that car nearly flipped over. The CHP talked to us and warned us about cult activity up there and some cult murders that had happened. And the homie Sovereign Cosmic Wildman, his ticker got going, and he's like, well, could those supposed cult incidences be somehow tied to cryptid activity, and could these cults and uh, be somehow conjuring these things? And that's been brought up several times, and it's been brought up again by Hellbent Holler, another great channel on YouTube here. They mentioned that the other night as well, and they've been having situations like that going on in their areas. And I've seen that happen with Alex Pedikov as well. Some of his investigations, they've had like a cult type activity pop up in some of the areas they've been in. And again, this what is it? The article we pulled up earlier, the siren, having to do with the secret societies and Bigfoot. If you didn't see that, check that out. That was a little earlier in the stream here. And here I could pull that up again. And so I'll be diving into this, and looks like several books and novels are recommended here. And so could that be a thing? And which brings me back to last night's, was it last night or the night before, this live stream where we were questioning the reason why they give Bigfoot the term devil in certain tribes, certain areas, the wood booger, boogeyman, creek devils, mountain devils, Indian devils. It kind of makes me all think of that when we mentioned the occult and possibly a cryptid activity. I would imagine Dogman would have, and even when they talk about skinwalkers and stuff like that, uh, there's some sort of ritual behind it. The shamans are involved. Even you could look on the lighter side of things. There's been Bigfoot reports a lot, even up in Humboldt County, in certain reservations. They've been reported looking from the ridges at ceremonies and things like that, and they look at that as an omen, and it could be a good omen, for some, and for some not. So interesting that these creatures or beings appear during certain ceremonies, whether it be negative or positive. But I would imagine the negative one would definitely attract more of the negative beings, of course. And tapping back into the chat here. Oh, the haunted forest did not burn. Wow. Yeah, yeah. And are you in the area? How I mean, you don't have to tell me how you know, but that's good to know. I'd like to confirm that. Whoa. And that reminds me also we were talking where when was it? I was talking with Mary from the Pennsylvania Bigfoot project, I believe it is, right? Yesterday, and I was mentioning how a lot of the areas, actually a lot of places that we've been going to have been burnt or have gotten close to fires. It's been crazy out here in California, man. The past few years, and just in the past too, with fires coming close to certain areas. We were mentioning the Patterson Gimlin site there, Bluff Creek. The actual site almost got burned last year, the year before last, I think it was. And forestry actually saved it, made it a point to save the actual site there. So that says something about the site that the uh, Bluff Creek Project, which is a group in the area there who've been uh, marking the actual site. 'Cause there's been disputes about where the actual site is and who really found it and all that, and where the actual location is and da da da. And they've been working on all that. And our good friend Robert Leiterman from the Bluff Creek Project has a big old book, Bluff Project, Bluff Creek Project. I don't know what happened to my voice there. Massive book on detailing and documenting all that, all those discoveries they've been making in that area. So yeah, and they saved it. So good news. And then some recent fires also touched some of the surrounding areas there, and that was shown in the Small Town Monsters documentary, The Return to Bluff Creek. Alex got some gnarly drone footage. And yeah, it was interesting. When we were getting that footage, he almost lost his drone a couple of times. There were some real close calls where we had to like, we thought we had lost it. He lost contact with the drone, and it's like a tight dirt road. We're up on the hills there and had to, you know, make a U-turn somehow and get back in time to not lose. It was crazy, but yeah, he didn't lose it. And a couple of times there's some windy moments, but yeah, got some really good footage as he usually does. And so check out those documentaries. And yeah, there's a lot to check out. Our our good friends who have come with those to those trips as well have all been putting out, I've been sharing their channels and their content, and they've all been, pumping out stuff. So quite a bit to get into. And again, we'll see what'll be popping this year. Um Excited. People are talking plans already, and yeah, I'm starting to save pennies. I got to start filling up that piggy bank. And I'm gonna need some tires at some point. And but yeah, we've been slowly working on the truck, getting things together. It's coming along pretty good. There's a few things happening. I got my maybe magneticus nose, and I looked it up already. I looked up a few things, but my battery sensor light has been on. I did install some new lights and everything, and we don't think it's the electrical, but it might be. You never know. Uh, keep digging into that and figure that out. But yeah, trucks I think ready to get up in these mountains again. And we're gonna try to go figure out pinpoint that spot where we got that thermal footage And yeah, we wouldn't be going back for no reason. So stay tuned for that. And let's see what else is popping. Let's get the little camera back up again. See if I have any videos. Did I upload any videos? Nope. Yeah, usually I'll try to upload some related videos that I may have for my archives. Yeah, I got a archive of videos. Haven't traveled too much. But the little bit that I have, made the most of it. Finally started finding some pictures from some of the Hawaii trips. And out there, we were, of course, keeping an eye out for the Menuhenes, the little people of Hawaii. Yeah, I was setting out my audio recorder. What else did I have? Had my phone, but I was doing quite a bit of audio out there because the night sounds of Hawaii was amazing. Uh, we've been to a couple islands, to Big Island and of course Oahu. But yeah, Big Island seems to have definitely, they're both got vibes for sure. A lot of haunted paranormal stuff. But Big Island seemed to, I don't know, have a lot going on there. And of course, yeah, who wouldn't want to go back? Maybe one day. And yeah, investigating, it'd be cool. I didn't do much, I didn't do any paranormal stuff. I'm not hardcore into the, like, I don't have the gadgets for all that stuff. And if anything, just my camera. But it would be interesting to try and test out some of the paranormal gadgets and stuff. Don't want to get in too deep into that at the moment, but I've always been fascinated by ghosts and stuff like that, especially when I was younger. And at the moment, I haven't been too much into that, but I could see myself diving back into all that. Let's see what else we got going on. Mm, ah. I don't know. We're in what, hour 40 minutes? Trying to think. Yeah, my brother. So I'll touch again on my brother's interview. Yesterday, bro did an interview over at so I call it Brooklyn Pizza, but there's a radio station behind the pizzeria. Go upstairs, and then I never been, just been told. And it's a radio station with a lot of history. They were sharing on the interview that, yeah, there's been like several moments in like protests and like just big moments in LA history where people use that radio station as a platform to express themselves and so yeah, a lot of rich history there. It's pretty cool. Hopefully one day I get to go check it out. But yeah, my brother did an interview, talked about life, the business, what he's got going on, what he's doing, and anyone interested could check that out. And I shared a link in the posts. And I believe you could listen to it again. I don't know if it was just a thing that you could listen to it live on the spot. There's no visuals, it's all just audio, which is a bummer. It'd be cool to be able to see some visuals. But hey, it is what it is, and he did a great job. So salute to bro, and we'll be back at it at the shop tomorrow. Yeah, it's good to have him back from the Sierras as well. I'm sure that was refreshing, grounding, and charging. I can't wait to get back out in the woods myself. And yeah, we want to go check out. There's the Huntington Botanical Gardens here, which is not far at all. And I believe that's where they have these rainbow eucalyptus trees I want to check out. And yeah, well, I think the family, it's going to be a little family trip. Who knows? Might get Granny out, go check out the botanical gardens. That means I'd have to get a day off. Hopefully, the boss will grant me that. But yeah, no, no, it's been nonstop at the shop. Just every day. No days off really, unless it's a major family event going on. Like we do have many birthdays, so we do get a little day off. But we did get Super Bowl, which was not bad. I think we did come in for maybe a few hours at the shop, but then yeah, got the rest of the day off. Which hey, I'll take that. But other than that, it's nonstop, 7 days a week, and we've been at it for quite a bit. And thank goodness doors are still open. And yeah, anyone interested in checking out what we got going on, yeah, look us up. 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. That's Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. And it's more than a smoke shop, y'all. And a lot of you know, got a lot of different products: skateboards, art supplies, clothing. Actually, tonight, it was a pretty mellow day because people thought it was going to rain. I'm sure it had people hiding. So it was pretty mellow. Got some good bit of business at first in the morning, and throughout the day it was pretty calm. That's why I figured I was like, you know what, let me just go live for a bit. But got that going a little late and ended up just jumping into someone else's live. And I love hanging out in different people's lives and with you all in chat. And so we did that, and then towards closing, I actually got the what is it? Magic Mine. We're talking about those little shots. I did a little live stream showing these shots with the lion's mane in it and different things that are um, almost like a energy boost. And the vendor, who's my neighbor actually, so we've been supporting him, and at the same time he's supporting us. Uh, they brought us a LED sign and got that hung. And yeah, another addition to the shop there. Been messing with the little background where I live stream at as well. Been putting up we put up the Pac-Man game, which is a cool little addition in the background there, and it does work. There's a bunch of other little games. So got a little arcade, it got the turntables up, got the street signs going, just kind of messing with things there, having a little fun. Got the lights, the colored lights going, and yeah, but eventually we'll need a solid studio one day, soundproof and all that. We'll get there. Little by little, chipping away. But yeah, towards the end of the night, I'm ready to head out, and a couple customers come in, and one guy just knocked it out the park and purchased 3 hoodies. And just yeah, no hassle, no problem, you know. Sometimes people try to haggle you with the price, and maybe got a lot of questions and stuff, which is fine. But then there's some people that is just like, they know what they want, they get it. Boom, bam, boom. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. And they out. And yeah, so he picked up 3 hoodies, was just like boom, like a home run at the end of the night. And so a big up to them and all the other customers. Yeah. That have been coming through and supporting the shop. And yeah, much appreciated. And then a big thank you to all of you also for hanging out, chilling out, supporting those of you that take the time to hit that thumbs up on the videos. It it's greatly appreciated. And I do the same for all of you out there that are pumping out, doing your thing. doing it right. I definitely support y'all, and love sharing your videos, your content, your channel. And if I haven't featured your channel yet, and we're homies, I'll get to it. It's quite a list. And then yeah, as far as the topics, it's just I got a few things going on, and I just go with the flow. Wherever I feel like, or like tonight, for some reason, something was like, yeah, let's touch on the Angeles National Forest again, and so boom, there it is. And we'll continue to a lot of these topics we'll revisit, going a little deeper. Maybe we'll have a guest that maybe will specialize on the topic or whatever and touch on it more. Yeah, we'll get better at doing this. And what'd you say about a bong there? Did someone say something about a bong? Oh, here we go. That's too much. Give me a simple wreck for my first baby bong for real. Love you, love. And there's Happy rising, Judy. You just getting up? Right on. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're just, letting it flow. There's no major set agenda. Just like yeah, throughout the day, a lot of times I want to jump on and share thoughts and ideas and show what I'm doing, and I love checking out. I love, usually I'm checking all y'all out too. For those of you that are you know sharing videos, making content, going live, and all that. I love being there. And don't forget that YouTube has an option where you could go live with another person as well if you don't have like a software to stream. Um, yeah, I'm surprised I don't see more of that from us that hang out and see each other here quite a bit. I've always encouraged it. I've always asked people, hey, if you're interested, want to jump on, we could do that. We could do it through the YouTube also. And I think if we do it, I wonder if you do it like that, because I do also want to figure out for those that do make content and are, you want to rack up those watch hours and everything. Um, yeah, let me know. And I was wondering, yeah, if we go live on the YouTube, if that those watch hours stream to both channels, or is it just one? I'm not sure. But I know through the software, I believe there's a way to stream to where both channels will get those watch hours. And so, Kenny Star Fox, let's go live. Paging Kenny to the office. Lord Star Fox. Y'all let Star Fox know he should jump on with BD here. I've been telling him, and we'll see if he gets this message. I'll send him a text too. I'm gonna keep pushing him. Let's go live. There goes the ghetto bird. Wonder if the microphone could pick that up. And I wonder if the microphone picks up the train when it goes by. Actually, the mic's pretty good at not picking up background noise. Although I'm sure some of the thumping, the boys have calmed down, but I'm sure some of the thumping upstairs, they were roughhousing a little earlier. Let's see if you hear the ghetto bird. No, maybe. And then yeah, we've been doing this late night. We did this what, midnight, and I was actually ready to rock a little earlier, but again, just had to feel the vibe, feel it out. I'm sure Magneticus knows. He's been jumping on live. You've seen quicksand in many places. Uh-oh. What does that mean? You never know. I'm telling you, with Magneticus, Let's see. Talking about trails and streams. Yes. People usually repost the show on their own channel too. And I want to say thank you also because I know Magneticus. I need to see, and I seen that you tagged me recently. So it says mentioned. So keep an eye out, people. Those little messages sometimes slip by because it looks a little different than the normal YouTube notifications and stuff. But I believe, yeah, Magneticus mentioned me somewhere recently. And for people that don't know, you could tag people. So let's say you're gonna share a video. If there's a video, you're like the camera's going crazy. You're gonna share a video. I'm over here, camera. Like he's looking down for some reason. Let me activate you. Why are you looking down? Camera does this every once in a while. Let's see. There you go. I'm right here. All right. So it's stalled there. Now we're gonna activate it again. There we go. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So you could tag people. So if there's a video, and I know, and I'm talking like this is stuff that I've been learning and stuff, and people have been showing me things like Magneticus has taught me how to remove the cookies, which is another thing I want to keep because I still see people post with the cookies. And maybe we should do a. You haven't done a video on that, Magneticus? I think that's a good video to make. How to remove the cookies. Maybe we should both do one, and you go first. And just little things like that. So if you want to share a video and want to get someone's attention, you could tag them. So you put the at, and then you put their handle name. So you gotta know their handle because sometimes their handle is different from their YouTube channel name. But then sometimes the YouTube channel name will bring up the option for you to tag them. So just a little heads up there. And yeah, I still use hashtags, which, you know, who knows? I think it could help some people. Who knows? I don't know if people click on those things, but they do lead you. Like I do hashtag, I have a hashtag BD4200, and that'll lead you to a bunch of my videos. So hashtags do work in that sense. And I guess for certain videos also. Let's see. And Poncho, I don't know. Maybe engaging with Magneticus there. There's Conspiracy Queen. What's up? Right on. Much appreciated. I don't know if you're just tapping in, but we just went in on some things locally here in these mountains right outside of Los Angeles. Some paranormal and a little bit of crime. Oh man, city's wild. But yeah, Conspiracy Queen. Check out some of the previous live streams if you haven't. We've been going in on some different topics, some current events as well. Oh wow, you got an experience? Yeah, feel free to share if you'd like. You could always drop a comment after too, and I always try and follow up with the comments as much as possible. Uh, and if there's a specific something that you want to get my attention about, yeah, drop a comment. And we also got, let's see, so these links don't work, but if you type them in the search bar, they might. So we do have a Discord there. And then for anyone that might be a TikToker, Yeah, I still tap into the TikTok, see what's going on. People send me messages. So you could send messages over there like Instagram, private DMs. And that's the TikTok there and Instagram also. And let me know if anyone else is on those platforms and would like a follow, or you got something over there you want me to check out. Uh Again, I love to support others as well. So yeah, let me know and I'll check that out for sure. And let's see, tomorrow, Friday. What's popping this weekend, y'all? Anything exciting? Um, let's see, Friday tomorrow. Oh, this weekend. So over at the Asylum, which is next to the smoke shop, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. We have the Asylum, which is a facility that's available for events and different things. So we got another event going on. We just had an event this weekend where uh people were able to come out and do some painting. So they had canvases, they had markers, paint. The kids were out, the parents were out. Um, they had pizza, so it was a good turnout. And this weekend, from what I hear, is they're gonna have some break dancers coming through. So yeah, the B boys are gonna be out, y'all, and so that's exciting. And I'm not sure if that was in one of the flyers that I shared the other day. Um, I'll make sure I'll find out more details tomorrow, and I'll be sharing that out. So anybody with any breakdancing skills, Magneticus, can you do the worm? Something tells me you might know how to do the worm. How about the typewriter, like MC Hammer? Anyway, you got breakdancing skills, come through. If you love breakdancing, want to see some people break it up on the dance floor, come on by. And again, I'll find out the details mañana or in a few hours, huh? Woo, 2 in the morning here, y'all. Here we go. All right. Again, thank you all for coming out, hanging out, for being yourself. Round of applause for you. And we'll be tapping in again tomorrow, y'all. One love and stay safe. Let's find our outro here. Oh, we got a message. YouTube notification, scheduled digest. Let's see. We're gonna go see what's going on out there, the YouTube streets. We'll get that the email going also for videos, people's videos, reports, da 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 da. Discord is another good place for that, y'all. Don't forget. All right. So one love. Here we go.